Okay, today as promised, I'm going to be doing the meatball soup, the Italian meatball soup from the community lunch on Monday. So in here I've got 250 grams of beef mince. Now at the community lunch we use pork because someone gave us a leg of pork, but today we're going to be using beef because you get more flavour anyway. So I'm going to put in 1/4 teaspoon of Italian seasoning or dried mixed herbs, 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika, that, and just under 1/4 teaspoon of dried green chilies. You can use red if you prefer. I happen to pick up their dried jalapenos. And also 1/2 teaspoon of good sea salt. Now we're just going to give this a really good mix. I'm going to do it in the stand mixer because I'm lazy, and then I'll show you how to make the meatballs. Okay, that's that well and truly beaten. The advantage of doing it in the machine is it makes the meat stick together really well. A lot of meatball recipes and soup recipes tell you to put breadcrumbs and eggs and all this. I find that the texture, if you do that, becomes a little bit too soft and not very meaty. So I'm using 1/2 teaspoon measure just to make a little ball. Just like that. Not like that. Oh dear. Right, anyway. So we'll go through and do all of these. It'll take a little while. I had to do 400 for the lunch on Monday. So anyway, leave that with me and then we'll be back. Okay, that's all those done. So I'm just going to pop a little tiny bit of oil on them, a bit of a mix up, and then they're going to go into the air fryer, or you can pop them in your oven, whatever you want to do, just to get them cooked and make sure that they form a little crust on the outside so that they don't fall apart in the soup. And once they're cooked, what we'll do is we'll cook them in the soup. The longer you cook them in the soup, the more tender they'll be. So anyway, I'll show you that when we do the soup. So these are going in the fryer now, full heat for probably about 10 minutes. Okay, now we're going to start making the soup. I'll just show you the meatballs we cooked. There you go. They're all ready to go in later. The longer they cook in the soup, the nicer they'll be. Okay, so in the pan, good Scottish rapeseed. Buy local if you can. This is healthier than olive oil. I've said all this before, but there you go. So that's about a tablespoon in there. Drop in a bay leaf. Let it start to sizzle. There we go. That sizzle will start to cook. In there we've got 2 small onions and about 6 cloves of garlic. If you want to add more garlic, you can. Less if you must, but you'll lose flavour. And we're just going to, as usual, cook this out until the raw smell goes. Okay, the rawness is gone from that, so we're going to start adding some seasonings to it. Just going to add 1 teaspoon of fennel seed. Now I've kind of half smashed it up. Don't powder it, but you just want to open them up a little bit. Also, we're going to put 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. I'm going to start to bring out the flavours with a good pinch of sea salt. Let it stir in there. And a good wallop of freshly ground black pepper. I like a lot of pepper, you use what you will. There we go. If you don't want to put pepper in, you could always put chilli in, or you put both if you like it hot. There you go, and then we're just going to cook that out for about 4 or 5 minutes on a low heat. Okay, they're nicely cooked out now. I'm putting in 1 tin of tomatoes, use the best you can afford. These are good, these are the little cherry tomatoes from Asda's, about 80 pence a pound of tin. Pop them in and then just take a potato masher, just give them a bit of a squelch down. break them up. You don't really want to put them in a liquidizer or blitz them too much because it makes them go bitter. So just to squish down with that. And then we're going to add 4 oxo cubes. Now, because I used pork the other day, I used chicken at the community lunch, but use whatever you want. Just get some stock in there. You could even use vegetable if you must. But chicken's fine. And then also a couple of pints of water. Okay, so that's cooked out for about 45 minutes. As you can see, it's reduced down a little bit. The lentils have thickened it up a bit. If you want it thicker, reduce it more. Or add some more lentils. Don't forget, the chilies that we put in are totally up to you, whether you want to put them in or not. So to dress it, we're just going to take a few ladles of soup. Make sure you get some meatballs in there. That's what it's all about. I like these mugs, get lots in them. Okay, on top of that, just going to put some grated parmesan or hard cheese, whatever you've got. Like that. And then a spoonful of basil oil, which is literally just fresh basil liquidized with oil. In this case, rapeseed oil. And there you go. That's your soup. I'll take a photograph now.